Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're digging into something that hits close to home for so many new parents. What's really inside baby formula?
Hmm.
You hear all this chatter about things like seed oils and added sugars. Some of it sounds pretty worrying, maybe even coming from official sounding places.
Exactly. And some recent comments, even from an FDA commissioner, have definitely fanned those flames a bit, picking up on things wellness influencers are saying too.
Yay.
So our goal today, let's try to cut through that noise. We'll look at the actual science, the evidence, and hopefully give you, the listener, the solid facts you need. So you can feel more confident about feeding your baby.
Okay, let's unpack it. We've seen these claims, like from Dr. Marty Meckery at the FDA, calling seed oils pro-inflammatory, maybe even grouping them with contaminants. And he mentioned added sugars, heavy metals, things parents are told to avoid.
Yeah.
But the experts we're looking at, they seem to tell a very different story. More reassuring, honestly. So let's start right there with seed oils. Dr. Materi really hammered that pro-inflammatory point, even suggesting links to chronic conditions. I mean, that sounds terrifying for a parent.
It absolutely does. And it's crucial if we clear this up. What's really interesting is that the top experts, neonatologists, pediatricians like Dr. Stephen Abrams, Dr. Mark Corkins, they state very clearly, unequivocally, there's just no evidence showing seed oils harm infants. Actually, the opposite. They're essential.
Essential. Okay, why? Especially with all these negative things floating around.
Well, think about it. Humans, especially babies who are growing so fast, need a diet really high in fat.
Right.
And seed oils from soy, safflower, sunflower, they provide crucial fatty acids, specifically omega-6 linoleic acid. That's something our bodies and babies' bodies just can't make on their own.
Ah.
In fact, the FDA requires formula to have a minimum amount of linoleic acid, partly because it actually mimics breast milk, which is also high in it.
Okay, so what about that pro-inflammatory idea then? Where does that come from if they're essential?
So omega-6s are involved in inflammation pathways in the body. That's true. But inflammation isn't always bad, right? Appropriate inflammation is a normal, healthy process.
I see.
And the research confirms pretty consistently that the amount of linoleic acid in formula doesn't cause harmful or, excessive inflammation. These claims often come from, online influencers or maybe people pushing certain diets.
Like animal-based diets.
Sometimes, yeah. Or even suggesting parents use toddler formulas because they might not have seed oils.
And using toddler formula for an infant.
Yeah.
That's a big no-no, right?
Oh, absolutely. A huge risk. Toddler formulas just aren't designed for infants. They aren't regulated by the FDA for infant nutrition, and they simply don't meet the complex needs of a baby in that first year. It's really quite dangerous.
Okay, so point taken on seed oils. Essential. Safe. Let's switch gears to sugar. The commissioner's comment sort of looped all added sugar together as bad. Is it that simple?
That's another really important distinction to make. Saying all added sugar is bad is, it's misleading. Breast milk itself is naturally sweet because of lactose, which is a sugar.
Right.
And all formulas need some kind of carbohydrate, some sugar for energy. The real question the nuanced parents need to understand is about the type of sugar.
Okay.
Lactose, the sugar in breast milk, is definitely the gold standard.
Yeah.
It's the ideal carbohydrate for almost all infants. Genuine lactose intolerance in babies, extremely rare.
But you see so many formulas labeled low lactose or lactose-free.
Yeah.
It makes parents think maybe lactose is a problem.
Yeah, that's confusing. And studies do show a big increase in formulas using other sugars, like corn syrup solids.
Yeah, and syrup solids.
Right. Now, sometimes these are needed for very specific rare medical conditions, but they seem to be overused quite a bit. And there's some emerging research, like from Michael Goran, suggesting a possible link between formulas heavy in corn syrup solids and a higher risk of obesity later in childhood. Another study by Jigna Tarad also linked overall added sugar in formula to faster weight gain.
Okay, wait. Corn syrup solids, that's not the same as high fructose corn syrup, the stuff we hear about in soda and processed foods, is it?
Precisely. That's a key difference. Formula uses corn syrup, or corn syrup solids. These are basically glucose. They don't have the fructose that high fructose corn syrup does.
Got it.
But even so, many experts are pushing for FDA regulations to maybe set minimum levels for lactose and put limits on these other sugars. It's also worth remembering, though, that the link between formula feeding in general and slightly higher weight gain compared to breastfeeding, that seems to exist regardless of the formula type.
Interesting. Okay, one more area of concern. Heavy metals. Parents hear reports, and obviously that's alarming. What's the reality there?
Yeah, that's understandable. The important thing here is that heavy metals aren't added ingredients. They're trace elements found naturally in the environment soil, water.
So they can be in breast milk, too.
They can be, yes. While some reports found different levels in various formulas, the levels detected were generally within international safety limits. It's an area of ongoing research, definitely, to better understand and refine standards.
Okay, so bringing it all together. For that parent standing in the formula aisle, maybe feeling totally overwhelmed by all this conflicting information, what's the bottom line on U.S. formula?
The bottom line is that U.S. infant formula is safe. It's produced under regulations, and it helps millions of babies grow and thrive. Yes, the FDA is reviewing nutrient requirements. Some haven't been updated since the 80s.
Right.
But that's about improving something already good, making it even better, based on the latest science. It's not about fixing something fundamentally broken or unsafe. Experts like Tom Brenna point out, for instance, that refining the fatty acid requirements is a really positive step.
This conversation really underscores how vital it is to make informed choices, doesn't it? For you as a parent, it sounds like it means understanding seed oils are okay, actually necessary,
Essential.
while maybe paying closer attention to the type of sugar listed, leaning towards lactose if possible.
Exactly that. Try not to get swayed by scary headlines or, claims on social media that aren't backed by solid science. Trust the scientific consensus and the regulatory oversight.
So what's the final thought for you, our listener, on this journey? Maybe it's a reminder to always question those broad, sweeping claims. Empower yourself by seeking out what the experts generally agree on, and look past the general fear to focus on the specifics, like the kind of sugar when you're making choices for your child.